Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. You are getting old. The PlayStation 6 has no buttons for you. The controller will have no buttons. Let's talk about it, guys. Why will it have no buttons? You know, the industry is all about growth. You have to sell more, do more. Right? You have to appeal to a broader audience. That's the only way you're going to get things going. If you want growth, you have to target new audiences. You have to expand the market, and there's no bigger market than the cell phone market when it comes to video games. That's the new up-and-coming market, if you will. It dominates most of the world. Console gamers make a small percentage of that. You know, that's just the case. Most people are doing it on cell phones and PC. And, you know, that's the way they prefer to game. That's the reason why they're coming up with this scheme. Now, you might think this is nuts, this is crazy, you know, that for the base. Look, they can always offer you an old school controller. But the whole thing here is to appeal to a younger audience. Because that's the only way they're going to sustain growth for a long period of time. Now, how do you do that? You need to bring in tablet gamers, cell phone gamers. Those are it. And you might be thinking, this is never going to work. This is nuts. I mean, for one, it's going to take care of the issue of controller drift, right? We're not going to have that anymore. We can fix it through software. But let me give you my personal experiences. This happened to me twice. Not once, twice in a week. Okay? So, one day, my daughter, the tablet was left in the car, so she didn't have her tablet. She had some free time. She wanted to play. You know, she plays like a lot of Roblox. We have it all blocked off and stuff, whatever. So she's like, you know, I don't know what to do. So I'm like, okay, let me put it, because I have Roblox, because when my other grandkids come over, they like playing that kind of stuff and Minecraft and stuff like that. So I set it up. I sit her down. I'm trying to figure out how to do it, because I really don't play the game she plays. It's some game about, you know, dressing up and getting dresses, you know, and I buy the little Roblox bucks for whatever, so she can buy dresses, whatever. Anyway, so I get it all set up. It took me, you know, to understand more or less the controls and how to do it on the PlayStation. Oh, jeez. It took me 8 minutes, you know, of me fumbling around. Finally, I got it, you know, and I showed it to her. I said, "Well, this is how you do it. This is how you look around, what have you." And I gave it to her. I kid you not. It wasn't more than 5 minutes when she said, "You know what, Dad? I'm good. No, this is not for me." She's 10. What? You know, what's going on? She didn't want to play it. She said, I don't like the control. You know, disappointing. I thought we're going to have a moment there with the PlayStation 5, you know, which I don't use as much as I want to, because I've just been busy, you know, work and everything else. So that happened. My grandson comes over, you know, and he's bored. He didn't bring his tablet, so he's just like, you know, and I said, "Don't worry. You want to play Minecraft?" Same thing. Put the Minecraft on. Well, here, buddy, you can play Minecraft on here. You can do all this. It was the same thing, guys. He turned me down. He said, "No, thanks." And he started telling me, I'm really good with the tablet, but I can't do it with this. You know, and he's just playing with that. He's in kindergarten. You know, and I said, "Okay, well, what about Roblox?" So I showed him the Roblox, and he plays a game, like a shooting game, like a little Call of Duty, but it's with toys and dinosaurs or something like that. I don't know what the game is called. Same thing. I was like, no, it's okay. It's okay, Grandpa. And I was like, they didn't like the control scheme, right? And it sort of reminded me, it took me back, guys. It really took me back to when I bought the Nintendo. And one of the reasons I was hesitant with Nintendo, because I always loved joysticks. I love the joystick on my Atari, and I love joystick playing in the arcades. And one of the most, one of the control schemes that I struggled a lot in the arcade was the left and right buttons, you know, where it was two buttons, you know, it wasn't really, when they didn't have a joystick going left and right. Regardless, guys, You know, that's the same kind of feeling when I got the Nintendo. It's like, I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to D-pad. You know, looking forward, it was great, right? Eventually, I got used to it and what have you. But remember, they used to sell those little sticks, so you could have a little stick on there, you know, and make it into a joystick because people were having a hard time transitioning. They sold those for a while. But this is a smart move on the part of PlayStation because they have to evolve. You can't stay the same, right? You're going to retain that core audience. They can always offer you a standard controller for the old school players, for the legacy players. You know, we use legacy as a word to replace really, really old, like you watching this video. Gaming is a young man's game. You know, it is. It is. You know, we enjoy the old stuff, of course. Of course we do. But we're in a new era. We're talking about 2028, 2029 now. The PlayStation 6. You know, and I'm often said, you know, that this is going to be my last generation of gaming. I mean, I feel, you know, I'll game on PC, you know, and I'll have to wait for those Kojima releases on PC or what have you. But I think I'm just done. I'm like out of room. There's things that I don't have that I really want to get. But I could see that partition line, you know, and I'm sure some of you have seen it. Some of you probably have already experienced it. Some of you stopped at the 7th generation, you know. I have friends that stopped at the arcade. They never went beyond the arcade. And I think this new control scheme is going to be a delineator of, you know, people moving forward, those people that grew up playing cell phone games. You know, this is going to be their PlayStation. And it's clearly a scheme they want to follow. For me, optimally, guys, it would be a hybrid system where you have a control with physical buttons and a screen on it. But, you know, I mean, that's not what the market is going to demand. Kids are not playing with joysticks. They're not playing with dual controllers. They're playing on tablets. They're playing without buttons. Something that for us feels so wrong. It feels sacrilegious. You know, whenever I play a game on my cell phone, you know, like that, you know, I'll play it, but it doesn't feel as accurate. I don't get the same feel. I can do it to kill time, but, you know, that's why I got the, you know, the backbone for my phone, so I could play, you know, Xbox games on the go, stuff like that, because I need that physical feel. And when you just have buttons, you're just missing that completely. And, you know, this PlayStation's not going to be for us. Regardless, guys, thank you so much for joining me. That was my observation there. I feel kind of, you know, my age, if you will, because of them moving on from physical controls, and they will. If they have a patent, they intend to use it properly. And it'll be for the PlayStation 6. What do you guys think? Will you guys join in the PlayStation 6? I don't know, man. If I get it as a gift, maybe, but, you know, no buttons is a no for me. All right, humans, I will catch you on the next one. If you like this kind of content, you want to see more, make sure you join the channel. You can see the outtakes and show prep. And if you want to choose a topic, go to Kofi. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.